In this video, I'm going to introduce the median, and then I'm going to show how to calculate the median with a really small data set. Something interesting about the median is that it's actually the second most popular measure of central tendency after the mean, and it's also a better indicator of central tendency when the data are skewed. That's an important characteristic of the median, and a reason to know the median is that it will represent central tendency better when the data are skewed, and a really good example of that I write in a textbook is annual earnings. The median, in terms of what it actually is that it represents the point in the sample that separates the upper and lower half of the data. So it separates equally the upper and lower half of the data. And another way to think about it is that 50% of the sample scores are equal to or lower than the median. So if you get the median on something, or a score represents the median, 50% of the values in the sample will be equal to or lower than the median. So it's the midpoint. So here's an example to calculate the median, and it's based on the sleep data with 11 cases. So I've got case ID running from 1 all the way to 11, and here are their sleep scores. So this person said that they sleep on average 7 hours a night, 7 hours a night, 9 hours, case 6, 7 hours, case 11, 9 hours. So these are the data as they might exist in a table or a data file. The first thing that you have to do to calculate the median, if you do so in a more manual way, is to sort the data according to the sleep scores from either high to low or low to high. It's up to you. But here I've got the lowest sleep score is 5 from case 4. And that's this person over here. Case 4 scored 5, and that's the lowest score amongst the 11. And so that person comes out this point of the table. And the next case, 7, actually had the second lowest score, 6. So case 7 over here, 6. So this is an ordering from lowest to highest in terms of the sleep scores. Now the next step of calculating the median is marking off low to high sequentially to the point where you don't have any more scores left. So you keep going, and you end up with a 7. So you just keep knocking them off top to bottom. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and here's the last one remaining. And that gives me a median of 7. So that is how you can find the midpoint of a data set. Sort the data and then knock off equally one at the top and one at the bottom. Second one at the top, second one at the bottom. Third one at the top, third one at the bottom. And so on and so on. And eventually you end up at the midpoint. Now if you have a really large sample size of hundreds of people, even 100 people, it would take quite a long time to actually sort those data and then knock off low and high sequentially until you get to the midpoint. And that's why we use computers these days to actually calculate a median. And something else to think about is there are occasions where you'll get a sample of data that it'll be an even number, and then you end up with an even number in the midpoint. And as I write in the textbook, that's where you would average the scores associated with those points that are actually separating the midpoint. So that is a definition of the median, and I've shown you how to calculate the median.